You know that exact feeling. You are sitting at your desk at 2 a.m., completely overwhelmed with a massive problem. Your phone is sitting right next to you. You could easily text a friend or call a family member to ask for a quick favor, but instead, you just stare at the screen, physically incapable of reaching out. You would rather endure immense, exhausting pain in complete silence than inconvenience someone else for even 5 minutes. Society loves to label this. People might tell you that you're too proud, stubborn, or even an arrogant control freak. But before you internalize that guilt and assume something is wrong with you, hear this. You're not broken. You're just wired differently. If you would rather carry the weight of the world on your shoulders than ask for a lifeline, congratulations. Your brain just saved you from a psychological nightmare. You aren't going crazy. Psychology says you might actually be a genius with a highly adapted survival mechanism. Let's break it down into the exact clinical reasons why asking for help feels like a threat to your nervous system. Reason number 1, hyperindependence as a trauma response. For many of you, not asking for help isn't a stubborn choice. It is an evolutionary adaptation. Growing up, your nervous system may have learned that relying on others leads to disappointment or schema disruption. Because of this, you learn to play mental chess 10 moves ahead. If you never ask for help, nobody can ever let you down. You've essentially launched a sophisticated PR campaign for yourself as the strong one who never needs anything. And honestly, if asking for help means you have to hear Uncle Derek's conspiracy theories about birds one more time, you might literally fake your own death. Here's where it gets really wild. Reason number 2. You are an emotional Wi-Fi router. Highly empathetic people don't just feel their own stress, they absorb the emotional data of everyone in the room. Think of your brain like a phone with a certain amount of battery. When you ask someone for a favor, you don't just accept their help. You immediately start monitoring their emotional state. Are they annoyed? Did I burden them? Are they only doing this out of obligation? This creates a massive allostatic load on your nervous system. The cognitive load of managing their feelings while they help you drains your emotional battery faster than just doing the task yourself. It's like everyone else is watching life in 480p, and you're stuck with an 8K IMAX experience you never asked for. You aren't avoiding help. You are practicing strict energy conservation. Plot twist: your refusal to ask for help is actually tied to intense empathy. Reason number 3, impression management. To the outside world, your emotional masking makes you look like a duck gliding across water, serene above, paddling frantically underneath. You have built a psychological safe space where you are the reliable fixer. Asking for help shatters that illusion. You are playing 4D chess with social etiquette, working so fiercely to protect other people's peace that you willingly sacrifice your own. But here is the uncomfortable truth. You already know why your childhood trauma makes you over-apologize and overthink everything, but knowing why doesn't stop the anxiety loop from happening. The reality is, knowing why you do something doesn't automatically change it, and creating new neural pathways is just really hard. So, how do you actually ask for help without triggering your nervous system's trauma response? You have to build what clinical psychologists call earned security. Here is a 3-step nervous system regulation ritual you can use right now to rewire that response in real time. Step 1, the micro ask. Do not start by asking for a massive favor. You need to build earned security through small, consistent moments of reliability. Ask for something so microscopic it feels trivial, like asking a coworker to pass a pen or asking a partner to pour you a glass of water. Step 2, let the anxiety exist. When you make this micro ask, your body's threat detection system will still spike. Instead of rushing to apologize or mask it, practice self-compassion. Notice the physical anxiety or panic in your chest and just let it exist. Remind your nervous system, I am safe. This is just a request, not a threat. Step 3, deliberate rumination. Normally, after asking for help, you ruminate on whether you burdened the other person. Flip the script. Practice deliberate rumination on the positive outcome. Actively focus your mind on the fact that they helped you, they didn't resent you, and the world didn't collapse. By actively focusing on their reliability, you are slowly creating new, safe neural pathways. Because here's what nobody tells you. Holding up the sky all by yourself is exhausting. Your hyper-independence is a brilliant, beautiful adaptation that kept you safe when you needed it. But you don't always have to be the savior. Take a deep breath and remind yourself, you are not a human doing, you're a human being. And being is enough. You are allowed to take up space. Which one are you? Are you the silent observer who fixes everything, or the overthinker terrified of burdening others? Drop your type in the comments. And if this made you feel weirdly seen, you're probably a deep thinker. Subscribe if you want more psychology content that makes you question everything about yourself.